We recently found out what Call of Duty has in store for us this year, but many fans have been waiting with bated breath to see what Battlefield had planned for us, and well, we now know what it is, and it's pretty much given fans what they've been asking for a long time, a trip back to the World War, but the First World War, not World War II. This was revealed to us via an official reveal trailer for Battlefield 1, which is the official title for the game, and while the new trailer will be playing in this video, it will of course be linked in the description below as normal, so if you want to watch it properly then head that way. But the trailer shows us lots of interesting tidbits that I must admit it's got me rather interested. So you've got more up on close and personal combat, people bashing around the head, and also you've got of course trench warfare, on-ground units, horseback, biplanes, tanks, all sorts of interesting stuff. I've got a bit of a statement here from the game's senior producer Alexander Grondel, and he said, quote, "The game will deliver a fresh experience full of what makes Battlefield great, with a multiplayer sandbox, immersion, epic scale, authenticity, team play, and an ever-changing world full of unexpected Battlefield moments. We're inviting players on an epic journey across a war-torn world, taking them to the Great War and providing them something both varied and unique." So basically what Battlefield 1 is going to be taking on is the actual history of the First World War and how it was actually kind of the genesis of modern warfare at the time. It was a lot of old technology clashing with new technology, and especially as the battle expanded into rural communities, you've got people who've never even seen a machine gun in their entire lives, let alone actually had to use one. And DICE went on to say, quote, "With Battlefield 1 we set out to create some of the largest, most dynamic battles in FPS history while continuing to tap into what fans love most about the franchise. One of the things that makes World War I such an amazing era is just how advanced it really was. Almost everything you know about the conflicts of the next century, from the massive battles across land, air and sea to the powerful and efficient weaponry, is here." Now, naturally, World War I was a global war, hence the name, so in the game you'll be taken around the world to places such as the Western Front, as well as more faraway lands, such as the deserts of Arabia. You'll also be visiting France, the Italian Alps, and of course various cities, and more remote locations such as villages as well. These areas will be playable with both the single player and the multiplayer, and they also promise in that the destruction will be, quote, turned up a few notches too. As for the vehicles, the battleships and tanks and whatnot are going to be some of the largest ever built in-game, and will be rather intriguing to play in a 64-player battle, I'm sure. As for tanks, there will be a variety of them, ranging from heavy to light armoured vehicles, as well as of course scout planes and ships, as well as of course a few other doodads as well. And you'll of course have the two-seat biplane, and it'll have both a pilot and a gunner, and apparently, yes, you can, quote, bring a horse to a tank fight. Which made me chuckle, I have to admit. The image of that is rather amusing. Now, there's also going to be weapon customization, as well as a large variety of weapons. You have rifles, bayonets, flamethrowers, mace, machine gun, and other melee weapons such as knives and shovels. Some of the melee weapons will be heavy or light, providing more depth when going hand to hand, and you can even see in the video the mace and the shovel in action. There was also going to be gas masks that you can actually utilise, as shown in the trailer as well. You can run through clouds of gas, or find a way to go around, or go directly through the gas, which is probably not what enemies are all kind of expecting while utilising your gas mask. Now, as this is Battlefield, they're of course going to be taking on the all-important thing of immersion. And apparently, while it will be fun to play as what DICE called a lone wolf, playing in a multiplayer persistent squad is apparently where it's at, there will be, naturally, a single-player campaign, and there will be multiple characters, as well as a little bit of story, with each of them providing insight onto their role and reaction to the war. Now, if you're actually attending one of EA's play events during E3 next month, which is both in LA and in London, you can actually get a sort of on-hands tryout of the game. So if you're thinking of attending that, perhaps that is another reason for you to do so. You can also sign up as a Battlefield Insider and you can get information on the upcoming beta, and if you get the rather expensive Early Enlisted Deluxe Edition, which is $80, you'll be able to play Battlefield 1 on October the 18th. Otherwise, if you don't want that, it will be available on October the 21st on PC, PS4 and Xbox One, and of course you can play it first on EA Access, and I would assume Origin Access as well. Now, there was a Zeppelin shown in the trailer as well, and maybe that will be palatable, maybe it won't. They haven't actually touched on that, but it sounds like there's going to be a huge amount of vehicles and weapon varieties, you know, horses, naval combat, biplanes, maybe the Zeppelins, definitely tanks, other smaller armoured vehicles perhaps. It's going to be really interesting, and I want to see how exactly the trench warfare is going to be utilised. This is not really an era we've seen. I mean, of course we've seen World War II more times than we can count, but World War I hasn't been touched as much with these style of games, so I'm curious to see how exactly trench warfare is going to be utilised. And of course, the weaponry and stuff back then, while of course it was the sort of a springboard for a lot of the future wars and future technologies, and of course at that point it was the sort of least refined, I guess you could say. So a tank back then would have been more for support. It's not going to be how you'd imagine a tank now, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how all that works. I know I'm interested, which is more than I was expecting, because normally I'm not really a fan of modern military shooters, but this has got me interested just through the choice of setting. So, thank you very much for watching. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.